Stop overthinking. Easier said than done, right? What if I told you that everything you've learned about managing your mind is probably wrong? Anxiety isn't the enemy. It's your untapped power waiting to be redirected. In this video, you'll discover the brain's hidden secrets to breaking free from the worry loop and building mental resilience like a pro. It's not magic, it's science, and it's simpler than you think. If you're ready to master your mind and transform your habits, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications for more insights that will change your life. Demystifying anxiety. Anxiety often feels overwhelming, but it's not as dangerous as it seems. Society exaggerates it. Much like calling cauliflower rice a perfect substitute for actual rice, it's simply not true. Anxiety serves a purpose, but cultural narratives paint it as a villain. Avoiding it entirely is like avoiding the dentist. Necessary discomfort isn't harmful. Instead of fearing anxiety, view it as a signal, like a traffic light. It's there to guide you, not to punish. Our beliefs fuel this fear. If you treat anxiety as an unwelcome guest, it feels worse. Instead, invite it in briefly to understand its message. The goal isn't to live anxiety-free. That's unrealistic. Accepting it as part of life shifts the narrative from avoidance to understanding. Imagine anxiety as a coworker reminding you of deadlines. Instead of firing them, train them to be helpful. It's all about perspective. So, if anxiety isn't the monster we think, how does our reaction shape its impact? Let's explore the cycle of anxiety next. The cycle of anxiety about anxiety. Ever felt anxious about feeling anxious? That's meta-anxiety, a cycle where fearing anxiety worsens it. It's like panicking in the dark because you can't find the light switch. Picture tossing and turning, worrying about being tired tomorrow. Instead of sleeping, the fear fuels itself, creating a spiral. Resisting anxiety feels natural, but it backfires. Struggling is like quicksand. The harder you fight, the deeper you sink. Meta-anxiety thrives on ordinary moments. A flutter in your chest before a presentation turns into worrying whether others notice. Use these moments to train your mind. For example, prepare a confident opening line for a presentation instead of avoiding it. Small steps weaken fear. Awareness is key. When the cycle starts, pause and breathe. Observe the fear like a passing cloud without judgment. But why does this happen? The answer lies in neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change. Let's dive into that next. Neuroplasticity and reinforcement of patterns. The brain is like a trail. The more you walk it, the clearer it gets. Constant focus on anxious emotions strengthens those patterns. Attention acts like a compass. Focusing on fear signals your brain. This matters. Redirecting your focus can prioritize healthier pathways. Think of brushing your teeth. It wasn't automatic at first. Neuroplasticity works the same way for emotional habits. Mindfulness helps shift these patterns. Focusing on your breath or hands when worried rewires your brain for calm over time. Shifting from rumination to learning is powerful. After a mistake, ask, "What can I learn?" This activates problem solving and reduces worry. Neuroplasticity isn't just fixing issues, it's growth. Choosing curiosity over criticism sculpts a resilient brain. With this understanding, why does anxiety exist? It's not the enemy we think. It's a natural response. Let's explore that next. Anxiety as a natural response. Anxiety is a biological ally signaling important events. Think of it as your brain's smoke alarm. It's there to protect, not annoy. Problems arise when this alarm blares too often, turning natural anxiety into chronic anxiety. Occasional anxiety helps us act, like braking to avoid an accident. Chronic anxiety, however, is bracing for storms that never come. Feeling nervous before a presentation sharpens focus. The goal isn't to eliminate anxiety, but to channel it effectively. Modern life creates false alarms, Recognizing these triggers helps regain control over emotional responses. Accepting anxiety as part of life shifts your perspective. Treat it like an uninvited guest who still has a lesson to teach. Managing anxiety isn't about fighting it, but working with it. How? Let's explore strategies that turn anxiety into growth. Strategies for coping with anxiety. Fighting anxiety is like gripping water. The harder you try, the more it slips away. Acknowledge it instead. Oh, anxiety. What's up? Pendulation alternates focus between internal sensations and external surroundings, balancing your emotional state. Redirect attention to your values. Feeling anxious at an event, focus on connecting or building memories, not the discomfort. Set emotional boundaries. Picture giving anxiety its own hotel room in your mind. It's there, but it doesn't dominate. Physical actions ground you. Take a walk, breathe deeply, or splash cold water to signal safety to your brain. Humor lightens the load. Naming anxiety something silly, like "Sir, worry a lot," makes it less intimidating. These strategies offer relief, but consistent practice unlocks their full potential. Let's address the paradox of control next. The paradox of anxiety. The harder you push anxiety away, the louder it gets. Trying to silence it only amplifies the struggle. Fearing anxiety feeds it. Recognizing this shifts your response, reducing its power. Picture holding a beach ball underwater. Letting it float is less effort and more effective. Just like managing anxiety. Acknowledge anxiety without amplifying it. During a tense moment, notice the feeling but stay focused on what matters. Obsessing over eliminating anxiety makes it worse. Accept what you can control and focus on what you can. Test this. Sit with your anxiety for 60 seconds, observing it without judgment. It may lose its edge. Practicing this weakens anxiety's grip. But theory isn't enough. What about real-life examples? Let's dive in next. Practical examples and real-life cases. Picture receiving a legal action letter. Instead of panicking, pause. Ask, "What can I control now?" Then act. Family gatherings can spark anxiety. Ground yourself by focusing on connecting with loved ones or enjoying the moment. Not all strategies work perfectly, and that's okay. Each small win weakens anxiety's grip. Feeling overwhelmed by a to-do list? Prioritize one task. Completing it builds momentum and clears mental noise. Humor helps. Naming anxiety makes it less intimidating. It's a playful way to manage the weight. Strategies are tools for life. Some days a walk works. Other times, you'll need mindfulness or deeper reflection. Managing anxiety isn't about perfection. Let's focus on 5 key skills to handle it better. 5 key skills for managing anxiety. Recognize anxiety as a feeling, not a threat. This is uncomfortable, but it's not dangerous. Make space for anxiety. Treat it like a wave. It'll pass if you float instead of fight. Use pendulation to balance focus. Shift between internal sensations and external stimuli to stay grounded. Redirect attention to meaningful actions. Focus on what aligns with your goals to dissolve fear. Accept what you can't control while acting on what you can. Stuck in traffic? Use the time productively. Skills grow with practice. Start small. Each win builds resilience for bigger challenges. When these skills become second nature, anxiety fades into the background. Let's reflect on this journey. Additional benefits. Practicing these skills reshapes your relationship with anxiety. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. Shifting focus to meaningful goals makes anxiety smaller. Imagine being fully present without fear controlling the moment. Life's discomforts remain, but your ability to handle them grows. Emotional intelligence strengthens every area of life. Anxiety doesn't vanish overnight, but its grip loosens as you approach it with curiosity and courage. This journey is about progress, not perfection. Each step builds a healthier mind and body. With this strength, You'll focus on creating, contributing, and experiencing. Worry shifts into purposeful action. Now, how will you start applying these insights today? Let's build this foundation together. Now that you've got the tools, the real question is, what will you do with them? Will you let anxiety keep calling the shots, or will you take control of your mind and life? Imagine feeling the fear but navigating it. Stronger, calmer, and more focused. What's one small step you'll take today? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to help. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights to reprogram your brain for growth and resilience. Remember, your mind is your greatest tool. Master it, and anything is possible.